22号楚秉杰，19号居热提，18号朱龙，23号赵延浩，17号杨子成，20号李岩，17号崔明军，21号李义南，21号史天琪，23号。抽签仪式到此结束，稍后公布选手与比赛场地。现在公布一下运动员比赛场地：3号台徐天伟、王云，7号台楚秉杰、何文冲，19号台崔明军、李一楠，21号台赵建波、杨子成，23号台赵延浩、李岩 ，TV2 号台居热提、陈小玉 ，TV1 号台孔德京、牛壮。3号台徐天伟、王云，7号台楚秉杰、何文冲，19号台崔明军、李一楠，21号台赵建波、杨子成，23号台赵延浩、李岩 ，TV2 号台居热提、陈小玉 ，TV1 号台孔德京、牛壮 请以上运动员抓紧时间进入比赛场地检录，比赛马上开始。 在比赛开始之前，提醒一下场内所有人员，请您将手机调为静音或关闭状态。观看比赛时，请保持赛场安静。拍照请关闭闪光灯。赛场内禁止吸烟，谢谢合作。比赛禁止弃权，禁止为对手免球。以上行为将被视为违反体育精神的行为，会受到组委会的处罚。欢迎大家来到第4届怀化市旅游发展大会暨 LP 球杆乔氏杯2025中式8球大师赛芷江站的比赛现场。接下来进行的是第4阶段16进8单败淘汰17至24场比赛。下面为大家介绍本场比赛出场的裁判员及运动员。3号台裁判员玉林，运动员徐天伟、王云。7号台裁判员吕阳，运动员楚炳杰、何文冲。19号台裁判员马立东，运动员崔明军、李义南。21号台裁判员杨嘉林，运动员赵建波、杨子成。23号台裁判员杨俊奇，运动员赵延浩、李岩。TV2号台裁判员张梦蝶，运动员居热提、陈小玉。TV1号台裁判员张月秋，记录裁判员柴新峰、刘子薇，运动员孔德京、牛壮。现在比赛开始。
3、2、1，开始。孔德金获得开球选择权。
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the 2025 Joy Heyball Masters Division 1 Tour, Zhijiang Station here in China. We are on day 10 of this tournament, finishing on the 17th, so just 2 more days to play, today and tomorrow. We are down to the last 16 players, starting off with 704 open draw, which means Chinese players and international players playing each other from round 1. And on the TV table now, for our 10 a.m. match, last 16, so 16 players down to 8, single elimination. We have Kong Dejing against Niu Zhang. Kong Dejing, winner of the Lishan Super Tour Station earlier this year. And Niu Zhang, of course, the winner of the Grand Masters Finals this year as well, defeating Zhang Tai in that thriller of a final earlier this year. So this is a race to 15, and Kong Dejing winning the lag. So he was breaking first, cue ball in on that break, which means ball in hand anywhere in the balk line for Niu Zhang. This is a winner break format. And from that performance in the Masters, the Grand Masters Finals earlier this year, we all know what a dangerous player this is. And if you look at you pull up his statistics, which I did, in the last few tournaments, last 8, top 4, minimum top 16 finish for Zhijiang. And he really plays this game to a very high standard indeed. But as we saw with yesterday's match, no matter how good you are, if your opponent keeps you seated in that chair, there is nothing you can do. Zhao Ruliang knocked out yesterday in the round of last 32 by He Wengchong. And I think that was 15 frames to 5 or 15 frames to 6 in that match yesterday. Total of 10 break-in runs for He Wengchong, 2 break-in runs for Zhao Ruliang. So it was really, really heating up on this TV table last night. Yeah, I feel like he's overrun that for the 12 to the corner pocket. He'd have played that, he'd be playing the 14 into the 15 afterwards. Yeah, he walked around to the right-hand side of the table, so as you can see, the 14 does pass, but is he playing into the gap to play the 14 from the right? Managed to be on the 12 to the center as well, so 12 goes, 14 goes, and this looks like a very good start now for Zhijiang. Yeah, always so calm, cool, and controlled is Zhijiang, and this black ball for his first point in the match in this race to 15, and his first rack and run.
第一局牛撞胜，比分1-0。谢谢。
So this tournament concluding on the 17th, we have the Super Tour starting on the 18th. Now the Super Tour is a closed draw. Internationals play separate to the Chinese players until the last 32. And on the 18th, we also have, which you would have definitely seen on Facebook already, the Champion of Champions tournament kicking off in Brisbane, Australia. That's from the 18th to the 21st. So very soon we have a lot of action coming your way. So stay tuned to our Facebook pages and YouTube pages, as well as WPAlive.tv.
第二局牛撞开球。
38 of these Joy Q8 tables going to Australia for that tournament, and they will be available for purchase afterwards. So if you are interested, do get in contact with Doris Cheng or message the Joy World Heyball Tour page directly for more information on how to get your hands on one of these beautiful Joy Q8 tables. Real work of art and one of the best tables to play the game of Heyball, paired with the Lieberwind 8848 cloth and the Aramuth balls, second to none. Now Zhijiang potting a ball on that break. Also able to switch hands. You can see using his left hand for that shot. Going solids. And have a look at solids. All the balls in the middle of the table. It's just about picking your pattern. Now from here, it looks like the 3 does go into both top corner pockets. I would like to leave a connected after the 3 to come back down. It's interesting. Wants to finish up down table and then go back up. I wouldn't go 3 to the black ball. Prefer to leave one of the balls at the center of the table to connect me onto the black ball. Yeah, I think his plan would have actually been to finish off down table, take out the 1 and the 6, and then move back to the top of the table. But now he's going to have to come back down at some point in time. And as you can see, black ball doesn't look like it goes into the centers. Yeah, we really saw a master on the TV table yesterday evening in He Wing Chong, a new machine on the block. Haven't seen a performance like that on the TV table for a really, really long time. Yeah, so this is not going to plan, and that was the problem with taking the 1 at that point and not being on the 6 afterwards. Because as you can see, wrong side of the 5 currently, and at that point in time wasn't able to get to the 6. So he's had to work the cue ball slightly more than necessary. Look, I definitely do think he is going to land on the 6. I don't really have a doubt about that. It just needs to come past the 10. Oh, that's a mistake. And this frame has been about recovery from the second ball for Zhijiang. Not what we expect from a player of his caliber, and I see a 1 ball space between cue ball and object ball, so jump cue out now. Yeah, and that's not good enough. Kong Jing to the table now. Currently 1-0 down. All he's done is dry break so far. And now also with the numerical advantage on the table, 6 playing 1. I really have no doubt that he should be winning this frame now. Yeah, played a nice little cannon on the 11 to bring it off the cushion. He knew that he had security on the bottom of the table. If he did block the other ball to the center pocket, as you can see, so does have the 9, does have the 14 as well. Both options available to him. And I think that pace is pretty much perfect. Don't really see any problems on the table for Kong Jing to finish off this rack and equalize the score at 1-1. And This is a race to 15 single elimination stage of the tournament, which means that if you do lose, you are knocked out, straight knockout now. And I also feel that's the reason we are seeing a lot more intensity in the matches now. There is no second chance, no double elimination. It's all or nothing right to the final. You could see the 9 was slightly off the cushion, just by a millimeter or two, and that made the pot a lot more easier than if it was stuck to the cushion and he had to maneuver the white ball back like that. And Kong Dejing capitalizes on that mistake from Zhijiang with a rack and run of his own and score 1-all, and he will be breaking next. That finish was a worrying sign for Zhijiang, and I think Kong Dejing is going to punish him for that with the form that we've seen him in throughout this tournament thus far.
第3局，孔德金开球。
And that looks to be another dry break from Kong Dejing, winning the leg, broke in the first frame after making that rack and run clearance off Zhijiang's failed attempt. He's breaking again in the third frame, but nothing in. And we saw yesterday Zhao Ruliang just missing 2 balls in the entire set, and all he did wrong was dry break.
10秒。5。
Yeah, didn't leave himself really good after the first shot, so had to take the long one into the bottom left. And our first really good after the first shot, so had to take the long one into the bottom left. That is in better form.
10秒。 延时。
Yeah, referee calling 10 seconds. He's decided to take his extension. Players get one extension of 30 seconds per frame, 45 seconds per shot. I'm so surprised that he's hit the rail that early. He's almost hit the rail halfway down. And with that 9 being as deep as it is in the pocket, there was no chance that was going in. A problem still on the table for Zhijiang with the black ball tied up to the 10. Has to release that at some point now. Could use the 7, but then you are going into the 2 as well. You never know where that's going. So I wouldn't think the 7 is the right ball to release the black ball and the 10. And from this angle, the black ball definitely doesn't go in the corner pockets. Don't even think it goes in the center. There we are. We have a shot of the black ball from behind, and it does look like it goes. Yeah, you had to be right behind it to be able to pot it, and Zhang now capitalizing on the dry break, on the miss from Zhijiang, and not having to pay for that miss on the 3 ball. Score 2-1 in favor of Zhang, and he will be breaking in the next frame.
好的台泥 H153，是我自己用了1年多的台泥，汗毛量80%，手感特别细腻，走位很平稳。根据我自己用了1年多的这个台泥，这个 H153特别适合我们球房用，一些中小型比赛也特别适合它用。如果你的球房想用一款非常好的台泥，我推荐 H153。
So far score 2-1 to Grand Finals Masters winner Zhang over Zhijiang Lishan Super Tour winner. 1 rack and run each, no break and runs yet. To me, it looks like both players struggling with the break, so we are going to have a real fight on our hands. And I expect it to be quite a back and forth match with the way things are going, because both players not in tune yet. Both players don't have the breakdown yet in this match. It's a long way to go, race to 15, but I do think we are going to see a real battle on our hands from these two great players. Kong Dejing on the table, trying to make the most of that dry break and equalize the match once again at 2-all. Also a player that can make this game look really simple, but also a phenomenal potter. The way he fires those balls down the cushion. Also able to maneuver that cue ball very well. It's Kong Dejing. Yeah, now just position for the 6. So cue ball needs to fit between the 15 and the 10. Black ball to the right center pocket. Had quite a big area to work with. Quite a bit of room for error. Yeah, precision cue ball control from Kong Dejing to take this second point of his equalized at 2-all, and that is another rack and run clearance from Kong Dejing. Yeah, and just if you have a look on Facebook, have a look at the WHT page, World Heyball Tour page by Joy, and you'll see the Joy team on the ground in Brisbane working so hard to get that venue ready. That's the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre. 38 Joy Q8 tables at that event, which will be for sale after the event as well. So if you are interested, do contact the Joy staff or the Joy page directly. And you would have seen Doris Chang very active on the Joy page. That is your contact if you would like to purchase one of these beautiful Joy Q8 tables. They are steel blocked cushions. And if you've played snooker before and on steel block tables, you'll know what a difference it makes in the consistency of the bounce of the cushions and even the way the pockets take. Steel block really making a huge difference on these tables. Thicker slates as well on the Q8. And not forgetting, of course, that golden leg design.
10秒。
Really looks like a piece of art. This Joy Q8 table. Yeah, so they are getting ready for that Champions of Champions event. Players currently flying into Brisbane as we speak. And that event will be broadcasted live on WPAlive.tv, our Joy Facebook and YouTube pages as well. All the action will be live from the first match. We'll have the live scoring links and the draws up as well. So live commentary will also be done on TV Table 1 by South Africa's Lenyukta Chetty. She will be on commentary for that tournament, bringing you all the action live. Yeah, nice recovery from Kong Dejing, potting a ball on that break, and if he can keep up that consistency with the break, I do see him being very, very dangerous in this match. Now, 7 looks like it does go into the center. It's the 15 and the 4 for me. So if the 6 goes down, which he's going for it, of course, it means that he's fully committed to the clearance now. And it looks like he can actually get into them from here. He has the 5. as his recovery ball outside the center pocket. Yeah, if there was a time to take on a shot like this, it is right now. Yeah, he's taken his eye off the pot there. First missed pot from Kong De Jing. Now, does the 15 go past the 4? That's the question as we see that again. Yeah, got that slightly thick. Playing up the nap. It did look like he was using a touch aside, a touch of outside English on the cue ball. And rolling that as well.
10秒。5、4。
And that's another missed pot from New Zhang, and that one's going to cost him. That pot is going to cost him. And so far, I have to make the comparison. More missed pots in this match than the entire race to 15 yesterday between Zhao Ruliang and He Wengchong. That was a stellar performance from that young man. Missed one ball in the entire set. Not only that, he had the break down to the tee as well.
10秒。5、4、3。犯规。
Yeah, I really don't know what's going on in this match now. Unbelievable scenes here. That's a foul committed from Kong De Jing, not able to get on the 5, couldn't get the position on it, and then also couldn't make contact with his object ball. And with the numerical advantage as well now, Niu Sheng becomes a favorite in this frame to take his 3rd point and take the lead.
10秒。10秒。5，延时。10秒。
Yeah, earlier, opening up the black ball, he pushed the 7 just over the path to the center, so the black ball had to go in this corner now. As you can see, it's set up on it. And he's not paying for his mistakes yet. He's missed a few balls. He's not paying for it, but he is
第五局牛撞
capitalizing on
胜
the
比
mistakes
分
of his
3比2。
opponent.
谢谢。
Score now 3-2 in favor of Zhijiang, and with the balls he's missed, the score should have been 4-1 to Kong Zhijiang.
第6局牛撞开球。
Winners break format, Zhijiang to break 3-2 up. The 4 almost going in, but not there. And how many dry breaks have we seen? Both players will be wondering what's going on. Why is that break not working at the moment? I think they might have to go back to the power break, because both these players use the controlled solid hit on the first ball, and that not seeming to work at the moment. This is a race to 15, single elimination, last 16 now in this tournament, stage 4.
10秒。5。
So from that dry break, solids in play for Kong Zhijiang. The only ball I see that has a slight issue is the 7. It doesn't look like it passes into any pocket. And had the angle there to just disturb it. Yeah, but where is it gonna go? It definitely would go to the top right corner where the 1 is. From this angle, it doesn't look like it goes down to the bottom left.
10秒。延时。
Using his extension. Yeah, important shot, important match, important frame. Because once his opponent does find the break, either one of these players find the break, then you are going to see fireworks in this match. It looks like he's just okay on the 4, as you can see from that aerial view. Yeah, to me it doesn't look like the 6 goes down. The 7 into the bottom left corner, sorry. Yeah, he's sitting on it to the top right. That's the only way now. It all matters what's the angle he has on that 7 as this cue ball comes around to land nicely on the black ball. Let's have a look at this through the gap into the angle. That is absolutely amazing. Brilliant shot from Kong Dejing. Very nicely done. Well executed clearance, and that is another rack and run for Kong Dejing as he ties up the match 3-all now in this race to 15.
轩辕、赤霄、龙渊、干将、默邪、纯君、成瘾，引领市场，肯定未来，林肯球杆。
第7局，孔德金开球。
And once again, another dry break for Kong Dejing, giving the table back to his opponent, Niu Zhang. Score now 3-all in this race to 15. And so far, 3 rack and runs for Kong Dejing, 1 rack and run for Niu Zhang. And no break and runs thus far. And that's because I think in these 6 frames, there's been only 1 break where a ball's been potted. Yeah, he was playing on the 14 with that shot, because the 14 would have opened up. The 12 then to the center pocket, 9 to the bottom, 13 to the center. So rerouting required. And he's missed the 12. Oh my word, what is going on out there? Grand Finals Masters Champion 2025, Niu Zhang, and he is having a bad day out there. He's missed balls that I've never seen him miss before. So this is what's been happening. Kong Dejing has been getting away with breaking dry. He's not being punished. And that's a sloppy positional shot from him. And that's what happens when you have to play these recovery shots and you're not totally in tune yet. You're not settled in the match yet. We've seen that now from both players. So Zhang comes back to the table, and this is a tester. It's a long 9 to the bottom, left corner pocket. If it goes in, he's out. Yeah, great pot on the 9 to give him another chance at this clearance. But he knows that he shouldn't have come back to the table. I'm sure both players very surprised at what's going on. I know I am. I've seen matches where these players have not missed a ball, and Zhang takes his 4th point in this race to 15, leading 4 frames to 3. Another 2 or 3 visit frame, that one was. And we will be having a 10-minute break after this next frame. So every 8 frames played, the players do have a 5 to 10-minute break.
第8局，牛壮开球。
So currently 4-3 up, Zhang to break. Yeah, more power injected into that, a lot more power, and look at the result. So I'll tell you what, Kong Dejing is going to learn from that. He's going to see that his opponent put more power in. Balls dropped. 2 actually. Yeah, and that's the thing with this game. It's such a multi-dimensional game. You have to have so many tricks up your sleeve. If one break doesn't work, try another. If that doesn't work, try another. If a certain shot's not working, change something on the fly. You just have to be able to adapt and overcome quickly within the match. You know, I was having a chat with one of the players the other day, and he said he believes this is the toughest sport in the world. And if you look at the Chinese players, they put in about 8 to 10 hours of practice a day. And not only do you have to deal with that physically, you also have to deal with the mental aspect of this game. Sitting in your chair and your opponent's running 5 racks in a row, how do you deal with that? How do you come back to the table after that? The score could be 2-all and you come back to the table 7-2 down after missing 1 ball. So not only having the capabilities, being able to use that and harness that in a situation where you need it the most. I would have to agree, it definitely is one of the toughest sports in the world, and yeah, we love it. We love to punish ourselves and go through all those emotions, the highs and lows. But I think the main thing is it starts off with is putting the time in, getting a good coach, putting the time into this game if you want to be successful. And I feel the best way, the most consistent you are going to be at this game is if you only play Heyball solely. Break and run for Zhang as he goes 5-3 up. Finally, we have a break and run in this match. So we'll have a 5 to 10 minute break I'm Raymond Tilak, your commentator for these events, and we'll be
提
back
醒
soon.
您，精彩比赛马上开始。好球杆，最难的不是木料、设计和工艺，而是对运动的理解、对力学的研究和对运动者经验大数据的采集与处理。LP 以一颗匠心，超过30年的经验累积，全世界数百万使用者的反馈数据，懂球，懂力，更懂你。
俺老孙啥功名不要，只求回到这花果山中了，过过逍遥日子。
天耀球杆，化一切为可能。欧尚地毯，突破核心科技，从智能车间到高品质球房，重新定义标准，为每一个台球梦想铺好第一步。铺好毯，打好球，不掉毛，零干扰。
职业选手的第一选择，欧尚地毯，掉毛地毯终结者。
超级蓝钻皮头职业版，采用进口头层水牛皮，韧性好，弹性持久，颗颗精选，粒粒碾压，严格质检，世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，祝您夺冠。
罂粟胶边具有国内胶边很难做到的特点，罂粟胶边的硬度达到了45度，使反射角高度接近入射角。罂粟整条胶边误差小于20丝，因而各部位酷性一致。欢迎各品牌厂家使用罂粟胶边来提升台球桌的专业性能。好胶边罂粟皂，好胶边罂粟皂。
超级蓝钻皮头，黄金版、白金版，采用进口头层水牛皮，颗颗精选，严格质检，韧性好，弹性持久，世界职业球员必用的皮头，超级蓝钻，一专业，缔造不凡。
方寸间雕刻，毫厘间相见。成木质之美，雕琢洞天；遇腾龙之势，巧思匠心。以点线面，以小现大，无蜘蛛匠心之作。
暂停结束，比赛继续。第9局，牛壮开球。10秒。10秒。10秒。延时。 第9局牛壮胜，比分6比3，开球清台。谢谢。第10局牛壮开球。
Didn't take him very long to find the break, did it? We saw it before the players' interval. Break and run from Zhijiang. Previous frame after the break, another break and run for him. Currently on 2 break and runs. And that's 2 consecutive break and runs as well. Potting a ball in this frame. Leading now 6 frames to 3 over Kong. Zhijiang in this race to 15. Yeah, the previous clearance wasn't the cleanest, but he got it done. And it looks like he is gaining a little bit of momentum now. I feel that's when he is most dangerous. And that was the danger of that. 12 was always heading in the direction of the 9. Now, has he covered the 9 with the 12? If he has to take on the combination 12-9. As you can see, quite a lot of distance between the object balls. It looks like he can just get through. And straight away you'd have to be looking down table as what does he have to take as his recovery. So you take the 11 on and you pot the 11. It's frame over. You still have the 13 covering the 2 if you are worried about your opponent coming to the table. Also have a look at the 4. 3-5, the 3 only pots from one direction. Yeah, that's a brilliant pot as well. Nicely done into the heart of the pocket, down his left-hand side of the table. So yesterday evening started the last 32 of this tournament. Only Chinese players remain in the draw from 32 downwards. International players were eliminated when we were going from 64 down to 32. I have to congratulate Richard Halliday and Mick Hill as well, who were in that last 64, last 48 you can say. Doing really well to get that far in this tournament, and 704 players to finish top 48 in this open draw Division 1 Tour tournament is very tough indeed, as you are up against the best Chinese players in the world. And Niu Zhang with another break and run. That's 3 break and runs, 3 consecutive. He leads 7 frames to 3. There we see the statistics. 3 break and runs, 1 rack and run for Niu Zhang, 3 rack and runs for Kong Dejing, and 3 consecutive break and runs now for Niu Zhang. So he's found a break that works. Looks like he has added a little bit more power to that break.
第11局扭转开球。
And it just depends on the day how you're hitting them, but the knowledge to know to change the break, to change something. Yeah, you can see the power, and look at that. Look at that. If you were watching the first part of this match, you would have seen both players were struggling with the break. I think so far all of Kong Dejing's breaks have been dry. And having 3 points, and he did win the leg, he did break 4 times. So far all of them were dry from Kong Dejing. And if you have just joined us and you feel that the player at the table looks familiar, it's Niu Zhang from China, winner of the 2025 Joy Grandmasters Finals earlier this year, defeating young Zhang Taiyi in that final. And Taiyi winning a lot of hearts in that final, coming through the way he did, through the loser's bracket, playing twice every day, some really tough matches for him to get that far. Had to take out Phone Mincure to get into that final as well. If I remember correctly, that day Phone Min was struggling with his break. Yeah, now from here it doesn't look like the one goes. It doesn't. It would be going to the left center and left corner. And no matter how good Kong Dejing is playing today, doesn't matter if he is seated in that chair. He needs to come a bit more to be on the 4. Yeah, as you can see, 4 pots. I'm not too sure. We haven't been right behind the 1 to see whether it does go past stripe 15. But as you can see, there's a touch of an angle, so let's see what he can do with this cue ball and land on the 1. So that tells us that the 1 ball does pot, might need to go in off the inside jaw. So although these pockets are very tight, three parts to a pocket: the left jaw, right jaw, and center. So you can, at this level, a player can aim for the inside jaw, right jaw. Let's have a look at this. We're right behind this. No, it's not there. Brings his break and run streak to an end. Gives Kong Dejing a chance to get back in this match. It was a nice thinking shot to get the 15 back into play from Kong Dejing, pushing the one to the bottom cushion on our side of the screen where the Liber win sign is, and then playing the cue ball up table. What a shot that is. A little bit more pace than that one ball was in. That is a brilliant attempt from Zhijiang. Played to pot his opponent's ball, so that is a legal shot as long as you make contact with your ball first. Oh my word. We have to see that again. They have to show us that again. Kong Dejing puts Zhijiang in a snooker. Look at this. Direct one cushion kick. Double bank on the black ball and in. Unbelievable from Zhijiang. And that's the thing, when you are put in a position like that, there's only one shot you can go for, and you go for it, you make it. It's there. And Zhijiang now leads 8 frames to 3. He will be breaking in the next frame. And Kong Dejing just not coming to this match yet. He's not here. I mean, the level that I've seen him play at in this tournament is unbelievable, but he is just not here in this match yet, and he doesn't have much time. Race to 15, his opponent's more than halfway to the finish line now. And he's breaking like that. Look, it's not the best spread always. There are a few groupings, but more often than not, he is going to be making those break and runs if he does pot a ball on the break. Currently, Zhijiang on 3 break and runs. Kong Dejing, no break and runs for this match yet. Yeah, straight away attacking that little cluster with the 3 and the 10 now. Does the 3 go? I think it does. So you can play the 4, has a bit of an angle on it. Keep another angle for the 3 as well. Come off that ball cushion. And then he has options, but if the 3 goes now, he can take it as well. Gives him the open 4. Yeah, he's done well with that. Yeah, I think he's gone. It's just the 1 now. 1 goes into the left top corner, left center as well. And on table 7, so mind you, all the tables are available on WPAlive.tv. On table 7, Chu Bingjie is currently 6-3 down against He Weng-chong. He Weng-chong is the player that defeated Zhao Ruliang last night. I think it was 15 frames to 5 or 15 to 6 with 10 break-end runs. And from that performance yesterday, he is a massive favorite of mine to go all the way in this tournament. Yeah, and if he can take out Master Chu Bingjie, then I would definitely say odds-on favorite to go ahead and win this tournament. I'd like to have a look at some of the results from yesterday. Yes, He Weng-chong defeated Zhao Ruliang on the TV table 15 frames to 6. I'm going to have a look at Dai Yong. Dai Yong was defeated by Zhao Yanhao yesterday 15 frames to 11. And Li Yan defeated Yu Hai Tao yesterday 15 frames to 8. So a lot of the big names out of this tournament. And that is another break and run for Niu Zhang now. And he is really starting to run away with this match. 4 break and runs, 1 rack and run.
指定台迷丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰的国内外一线球星代言。厉百文，中国台迷领导品牌。
Yeah, score currently 9 frames to 3. Niu Zhang over Kong Dejing in this race to 15. Last 16 single elimination. So after this round, just 8 players left. We'll have that last 8 starting at 5 p.m. local time tonight. That will be a race to 17. And tomorrow morning, the semi-finals, with the tournament concluding tomorrow evening with the finals. Race to 19. Has he made a ball on the break? The 2 goes in. It's not going in the pocket it's supposed to, but it's going in. And that's all that matters right now for Niu Zhang. So currently, as this match stands, I am calling the finalists. My opinion, I think a finalist is going to be Niu Zhang against He Weng-chong. Those are the players that I see making the final, or at least the top 4 in this tournament at very least.
10秒。10秒。5，延时。
Yeah, he's starting to find another gear is Zhang. He's been breaking well. He hasn't had the easiest of clearances. You have to see that adding more power to the break means you are sometimes getting a few more clusters, a few more balls near the cushions, but he's able to get through those tough clearances, as he has been doing with the 4 break and runs that he has gotten, and currently wants to extend that lead. Score is 9-3 in his favor over Kong Dejing. Black ball passes to the bottom right corner pocket. And this black ball for his 10th point and his 5th break and run of this match. Yep, and he's on another streak now. I believe that's 2 consecutive in a row once again. Score 10 frames to 3. Zhang over Kong Dejing. Chu Bingjie is currently 7-3 down. That is on table 7. The rest of the tables in play are available on WPAlive.tv. And there we have the stats. 5 break and runs, 1 rack and run for Zhang, 3 rack and runs for Kong Dejing. Yeah, and quite a few of the top names are out of the tournament. We are in the last 16. Dai Yong is out, Wang Sunhua out, Zhao Ruliang as well. And Shi Tianxi was in the last 16, but she has had to get on a flight to go to Australia to the champion of champions. She is the champion from China going for that tournament. So she is on her way to Australia for the champion of champions Joy WPA tournament starting on the 18th of September to the 21st. And that will be broadcasted live on all our live channels as well as WPAlive.tv. 38 Q8 golden leg tables will be at that venue, the Brisbane Exhibition Centre, and those tables will also be for sale. So contact the Joy staff or Doris Cheng directly to get your hands on one of these Joy Q8 steel block tables. So Zhang potting the cue ball off the break, and that's the only thing with the power break. You do tend to lose the cue ball slightly. And now Kong Dejing, what can he do from 10-3 down in this race to 15? Now in Heyball rules, Cue ball potted on the break, foul, ball in hand, behind the balk line, but you have to play up table. He wouldn't be able to play the 11 or the 12 that is in balk. He has to first play down table, and then he can continue afterwards. Yeah, it's quite a mountain for him to climb at the moment, also knowing that he hasn't been breaking as well as his opponent, but he has seen what the key is at the moment. It's add about 30 to 40% more power to that break. So I'd actually like to see that if he wins this frame and he is breaking in the next frame, the 15th frame, whether he does try and add a little bit more power to that break to see if that starts to work for him. Because if he breaks try again, who knows how long he is going to be sitting for, whether he'll even get another shot in this match. Nicely done so far from Kong Dejing. Just the stripe to get onto the black ball, coming into the angle of the black ball. And surely gets his 4th point on the board, and that will be another rack and run for Kong Dejing as it's there. Cue ball safe as well. 4 rack and runs for Kong Dejing as he trails 10 frames to 4. Score 10-4 in favor of Niu Zhang and Kong Dejing to break in this 15th frame. Now let's see. Does he take a page out of his opponent's book, add a bit more power to the break, or does he stick with the break that he has been using? Look, I don't think he's added power to that. He hasn't. It's the controlled, cued break. I really thought that he would have taken a page out of Niu Zhang's book and seen that the more powerful break is working at the moment. And I mean, that's dependent on so many things, the way you're cueing at the moment, the way the balls are racked, the referee who's racking them, the table conditions at the moment. There's so many factors to that. You just have to be able to adapt on the fly, and that's why you need to have a few different breaks in your pocket that you can try. So I think that's 5 dry breaks for Kong Dejing. I think he's broken 5 times in this match, so 5 dry breaks. You've got to change something by that time. I think after the 2nd or the 3rd time, you already have to change something. That's what Niu Zhang did, and straight away the break and run started coming. Because if you are a player who's potting a ball consistently on the break and all of a sudden it's not working, something is wrong. And 10-4 down, race to 15. How many more chances will he get? Oh, this is interesting. He's pushed the 5 down. And the only question is, does the 12 go past the 5? It does look like it goes. He's pushed the 5 just enough so it's not covering the entire pocket on the bottom right-hand side of the table. Extension onto the bottom of the cue. Here we'll see that shot again. Goes into the 9. 9 not potable at this point in time. Pushes the 5 past the center of the pocket.
10秒。
Yeah, it does look like the 12 goes once again off the jaw.
5、4。
There we go. Nicely slides off the jaw. Three stripes left on the table, and have a look. Each in its own segment of the table. 11 ball goes to the centers, but only one corner. And I feel this is where you'll see if he's really in tune now. If he can not only pot these remaining stripes, but make good position on them. And looking at where he is for this 14, stuns off one cushion, just coming above the center of the table. Looking at the right center pocket. Yeah, just above the right center pocket. Needs to hold up. He taps the table to tell the cue ball to slow down. Yeah, I think he's really in tune now. Really good stuff from Niu Zhang. And that is a rack and run for him. And that's off Kong De Jing's dry break. And that one's costing him.
间相见，成木质之美，雕琢洞天，遇腾龙之势，巧思匠心，以点线面，以小现大，无蜘蛛匠心之作。
第16局牛撞开球。
So there you see it, score 11-4 in favor of Niu Zhang. A dry break now for Niu Zhang. So that
10秒。
added power didn't work that time around, but it has worked more times than it hasn't. But look at where the balls are as well. It's slightly tougher layout. Yeah, I think very important finish for Kong Zhijiang to make. And he's been navigating these solids really well thus far. But you've got to be thinking that even if he makes this finish, he has to start breaking well. Being so far behind, currently 7 points behind. Okay, after this, 6 behind. Still such a mountain to climb to get back into this match. Took a chance there, moving the 11, trusts himself a lot with that shot. It's there, another rack and run for Kong Zhijiang. That brings his total up to 5 rack and runs now, 5 points. Score 11-5 in favor of Zhang. And that is 16 frames played. That will be a 5 to 10 minute player break. Score currently 11 frames to 5.
比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。一线赛事指定台迷丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰等国内外一线球星代言。厉百文，中国台迷领导品牌。
方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天，遇腾龙之势，巧思匠心，以点线面，以小信大，无蜘蛛匠心之作。
河北省天一集团创立于2013年，注册资金500万，员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发让舒适无处不在。
园有枳兮，篱有兰，这里生态优美，山清水秀，五水河畔，光影四射，它是那么的灵动和风雅。芷江是侗族人民自治县， 是一座被少数民族洞乡文化所萦绕的魅力之城。湖南省百名最美扶贫人物维厨酒庄董事长吴如女士，在2001年激情焕发，投资农业，扎根芷江。经过多年耕耘，刺葡萄种植基地连绵有5万多亩。他带领当地村民把优质的刺葡萄打造成了集种植、生产、加工、观光于一体的农旅典范，助力富民产业与全域旅游、生态建设、乡村振兴深度融合。行走在酒庄，可见东南亚风格的酒吧，配套齐全的露营基地，风格迥异的美食餐厅，小资情调的清清民宿，典雅精致的侗族演艺大厅1000个春天，更有气势恢宏的侗家鼓楼巨福楼，楼高30多米。巨福楼广场可同时容纳1万名游客，荷花满园的田园，一花一世界，一步一风景，宛若世外桃源。维厨酒庄非物质文化收藏馆陈列了侗家织布机等非物质文化物件。漫步在幽静和散发着清香的刺葡萄园中，畅享丰收的喜悦，让你心旷神怡。走进酒庄地下酒窖，扑面而来的葡萄酒香味儿，让你仿佛沐浴在温情浪漫的红酒文化之中。维厨酒庄的建设始终以世界的眼光、国际的标准，以宾客为尊的理念，高标准、高质量建成了中国最美侗乡酒庄，同时酿造出了品质一流的红酒。近2年来，酒庄开展了采摘节、小丑节、亚伦蒂尼飞虎 P40潮流音乐节，以及怀化味道第7届高山刺葡萄节等丰富多彩的主题活动。期间，人声鼎沸，好评如潮。维厨酒庄还倾力打造了大型文旅实景演绎《侗情芷江》，以浓郁的侗乡文化大餐惊艳呈现。维厨酒庄的美食自成体系，有精、美、情、礼的特色，科学布局业态，全力做好文旅加电商加乡村振兴。
暂停结束，比赛继续。第17局，孔德金开球。10秒。
And we are back after that break. Kong Dejing winning the previous frame and breaking in this 17th frame now. Currently 11-5 down over Grand Finals Masters winner Zhang. So far looking for his first break and run in this match. Those dry breaks have really been giving him a headache, and even on that break, wasn't sure that a ball was going to go down. Seems like it took forever for a ball to actually fall off that break. But so far, looking good to make his first break and run of this match. Yeah, perfect position on that black ball to the left center for his first break and run and 6th point in this match. He still trails 11 frames to 6 from Zhang.
第18局，孔德金开球。
Winner break format, so Kong Dejing breaking in this 18th frame now. Still 11-6 down, and he's adding a bit more power to the break now, as you can see. 13 ball almost going in, but it's not there. So he has realized, and there you see, look at the power in that. He has definitely changed the break as Kong Dejing. Yeah, but the story of this match thus far, both players starting off quite slow. Zhang so far with 5 break and runs, 3 consecutive, followed by 2 consecutive. And it's just been that Kong Dejing struggling with the breaks. It's the only thing that's really let him down.
10秒。
I mean, we're at a level where these players hardly ever miss a ball. Rare to see more than 5 missed balls in the entire set. Yesterday evening on the TV table, 3 misses in total in a race to 15. So it's going to be the 14 to break up that 9 and 4 that sits just above the right center pocket. And if this works out, he's gone again, is Zhang. And so far in this match, Kong Dejing not able to stay on the table. Oh, that's a perfect, absolutely perfect cannon into the 9-4. That couldn't have worked out any better. Yeah, Kong Dejing not able to get any kind of rhythm in this match, as we see that again. Hasn't been able to get a rhythm because he hasn't been able to get the break right thus far. And that's kept him in his chair for most of the match, while Zhang, having 3 consecutive break and runs followed by 2, has been able to get a good flow going for himself in this match.
延时。
Yeah, those shots are tougher than they look, queuing over the cushion like that. Raised bridge playing low on the cue ball. So now have a look at the 12 just below the black ball now. That's where he wants the cue ball. So he's playing into that gap. He's not going to leave himself on the 11 from there. So he's playing for the gap. He has to make it. I think he's got it. I think he's good. I think he just has it. Yeah, I mean, many players would have went the route of playing the 11 first and then coming up behind the 12 to the center. But then, of course, if you leave yourself straight on that, it's a tough black ball and a tough 12 to the center. So if you are as confident as this man is with his long pots, you take that shot on. Now coming across the table like these can be tricky. These can be very tricky, but look at that. Look at how well he's played that. And this for his 12th point and another rack and run off Kong Dejing's dry break. Score currently 12 frames to 6 in favor of Niu Zhang, and he will be breaking in the next frame as well.
赤橙黄绿青蓝紫，青春就不该被简单的定义，打破常规，不被定义。小麦皮头独角兽系列快乐上市。
Chu Bingxie is currently 9-5 down to her Weng Chong. That is the player that took out Zhao Ruliang last night. Her Weng Chong, definitely one of the favorites to make the top 4 in this tournament. So we'll be keeping an eye on that scoreline as we go through the session. But on the TV table, Niu Zhang, this year's Grandmasters Finals winner, up against Kong Dejing, the Lishan Super Tour Station winner. Currently, Niu Zhang 12-6 up. Let's have a look at whether he can keep the table. Yeah, 5 ball into the center. You're gonna have to go solids. You're gonna have to go solids. Yeah, and the only problem I see is the black ball. Gets behind the 2 ball, is good for the 2. So it's just the black ball now. Usually, you'd want to be taking out that black ball as soon as you can. That's a bit pacey. That is a little bit pacey. Look at that. He's playing to get on the 2. But now, have a look at the 7. Look at the angle that he has on the 7. No, he's not playing it. There was a chance that low on the cue ball, he could have got into the black ball from there. I'd be keen to see which of his next 4 solids he uses as his ball to get into the black ball. I don't think the black ball banks into the left center. Might be just obstructed by the 15.
10秒。 延时。
Oh, Pocket hasn't taken the 2. What have we here? Looks still a massive favorite for this frame with where the balls are, but just caught the outside jaw a bit too much. I say massive favorite because of that grouping there, which Kong has taken care of, and the stripe behind the 6 and the black ball as well. Yeah, straight away attacking the frame, getting that 11 ball back out into open play. I think this one's going to be going back and forth with the black ball being where it is as well. That's a tough 9 to the center, bridging over the 6. Extremely tough shot.
10秒。5、4、3、2。
Yeah, I did say we were going to see this frame going back and forth, and now Zhang having that 2 on the left side cushion doesn't help him. Yeah, it needs to roll a bit more, otherwise it's going to be in the same place. It's good. It's good, but now 9 off the 2 into the center. Nine off the 2 into the center, nudge the black ball. There's a possibility. Good chance that he's on the 11 to the same center pocket as well. Let's have a look at this. Oh, what a shot that is. What a shot that is. He needs the 2 to run though. That is brilliant from Kong Dejing. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Not only the pot, have a look at the cue ball. Perfectly executed to hold the white ball there as well. You contact the black ball in the wrong way and that cue ball is totally out of control. Wrong side of the 15, so you'll have to go in and out of balk to come into the angle of the 14 and 13 at the bottom end of the table. Yeah, Kong Dejing, such a class player. I mean, some of the matches I've seen of his, he can pot from anywhere. His positional play, his imagination when it comes to the game. Not only that, has such a fluid cue action, the way he strikes through the cue ball. And if he can just get that break right, has a chance to get back into this match. 12-7 as Kong Dejing tries to close up that gap. Gap now just 5 frames. And he will be breaking on the next frame as it is winner's break. That's all he needs now, is to break well, get a good few breaks, few break and runs. Has a good chance of catching Niu Zhang.
第20局，孔德金开球。
So 12-7 down. You're going to see a lot of power in this. Look at that cue ball. Have a look at that cue ball. Yeah, even he reacted physically to that cue ball, getting bumped into the jaws of that top left corner pocket. And it looks like he has a shot on solids, but look at the table. At 1 and 4, not looking good. And that's the reason he's not taking the 7. Because that's his ball to get into it. And if that black ball wasn't there already, it would have been open. And now if he's able to get into the 1 and 4, table looks a whole lot different for solids.
10秒。5、4，延时。
Little bump on the black ball. Looks like it leaves him pretty much straight on the 7. Definitely looks like he's not on the right side of the 7 to get into the 1 and 4 from there. I mean, there's another shot available. You try and get the cue ball close to the ball cushion and play from behind the 4. Stick the cue ball to the 4 and release the 1. But a player as attacking as Kong Dejing, I don't think that's the shot that he's going to play. However, if there was a time to play it, with the cue ball being where it is now. Yeah, I really think that he's contemplating that. So in a case like this, 6 stripes, 4 solids, 6 playing 4, it's still okay, which is why it's good that he didn't take another ball off the table, but you have to be trying to leave that cue ball as safe as you can. But also, Zhang has been struggling slightly with these type of pots. If you're having a look at the 10 down to the bottom left. Oh, what a time to pot that ball. What a time to pot that ball. I have absolutely no idea how difficult that shot is across the table. Really unlucky not to be on anything, but that's where that comes in, and that's still having the numerical advantage, 3 playing 5. So now he's looking to come 2 cushions behind the 4, the 1. That's where he has to leave the cue ball. Obviously needs to be a legal shot. Cue ball or object ball must make contact with the cushion. After contact, it's widened up, it's coming towards. It's missed all of them. Have a look at how that's widened up off that cushion. Ball in hand anywhere on the table for Zhang, and that's actually helped him quite a bit, kicking the black ball slightly more into open play, and yeah, I don't really see a problem for him here. This looks like 13-7 on the way. And it does look like the black ball is open to the top right corner pocket. Yeah, I like the way he's played that toucher inside to come off that cushion and get slightly better on the black ball. And now Zhang leading 13-7. That's 20 frames played thus far. 5 break-in runs, 3 rack-in runs for Zhang, 1 break-in run, 5 rack-in runs for Kong Dejing. So Zhang, Grand Finals Masters winner 2025, just 2 frames away from getting into the last 8 of this event. And I say one really good break from him to get on the hill. He's made a ball, cue ball stays on the table, another one in the top left corner. It looked like the black ball is somewhere near the cushions. No, it's a 7. The black ball sitting right outside the right center pocket. Yeah, it's an interesting layout, isn't it? It's going the way of solids. Finish up at the top of the table first. Yeah, to me the 7 and the 2 are slight testers on the table for him. Has the option to go into the 7 from the 3. If you look at that angle, he could stun that into the 7 from there. Choosing not to, choosing possibly to go from the 6. Yeah, he's landed quite high on the 6 now. Yeah, I think he might need to take his medicine because of the angle he has on the 6. Play the 1 cushion stun to get back for the 2 and the 5, and then get back to the middle of the table for the 7. Play the 7 into the bottom right corner. Let's see if that's the route he is choosing to go. It's not. He wants to take care of the 7 now. Yeah, so his way of looking at it is, I pot the 7 now, I'm guaranteed to finish the frame. I miss the 7 as the last ball possibility. I'm gonna be snookered for the rest of the frame. Oh, what a shot that is. Has to be careful of the cue ball, needs a bounce. He's good. Yeah, didn't put too much pace in that, made sure of the pot, knew that he's guaranteed to be on the 5. Can swing the cue ball around 2 cushions. Coming into the middle of the table perfectly on the black ball. And this black ball for his 14th point and another break and run for Zhijiang. That is his 6th break and run, 14 point. He currently leads 14 frames to 7. Score is currently 14-7 to Zhijiang over Zhijiang. last 16 of the Zhijiang station here in China, Division 1 Tour. Zhang on the hill now in this race to 15. He's just looking to make a ball. 9 goes into the top. What a chance this is to get into the last 8 for Zhang. Currently on 6 break and runs, 3 rack and runs, 9 clearances in total, and his opponent Kong Dejing 1 break and run, 5 rack and runs. And that just shows you it's not the finishing ability from Kong, it's his breaks that's let him down. Because usually you are looking at a much higher percentage of break and runs, as we see that miss to the center. What a chance that was for Zhang to close out this match. Yeah, that doesn't look like, it looks like the contact on the 15 was bad because it's pushed thick as soon as the cue ball made contact with it. Kong Dejing has put himself in a bit of a tricky situation. He's left himself with an awkward 11 to the top right corner pocket. Does the 12 go? Can he see the potting angle of the 12 even? I don't think so. Yeah, he made that tricky for himself, didn't he? So Zhang comes back to the table, playing solids now. And it looks to be quite a lot of work on these solids.
10秒。延时。10秒。5。
Yeah, I think he wanted the cue ball slightly closer to the cushion on the bottom of our screens. Yeah, Zhang has solved one of his problems, taking the 1 off the cushion. He's left the clearance on. He's 14-7 up. He's also seen the way his opponent's been breaking and... oh my word. It's all going wrong for Kong Dejing at the moment. He has made the last 8 in quite a few of these Joy events before. Winner of the Lishan Super Tour earlier this year. But at the moment in this match against Grand Finals Masters winner 2025 Niu Zhang, it's just all going wrong. Been having a terrible run of the balls, not been getting the break right. And I wouldn't say he's been punished to the extent that Zhao Ruliang was punished yesterday by He Weng Chong. But Niu Zhang has definitely stepped it up a bit when he needed to, and that's why he is currently 7 frames in the lead. That 3 ball has gone slightly astray. As you can see, it looks like it's glued to the cushion on the bottom of our screens. So not in a potable position from where he is. Which is why he's taken the 6. He's hit that thick, but now blocking both of the pockets down table. Yeah, he's actually put that so clean, he hasn't even grazed off the 3. If that would have went cushion, then 3, he could have opened up that pocket. So it looks like he's going to play to pot the 3 with the 13. Needs to get the cue ball out of there. That's heading very close to the corner pocket. Very close, stays on the table. Yeah, he was trying to leave that cue ball somewhere at the top end of the table where Niu Zhang didn't have access to the 6. And he has got that shot. If you look at it, no direct access to the 6. Might have to play 1 onto the 6. Yeah, there you see 1 onto the 6. Yeah, those shots are quite tough. Those are quite tough, and it's amazing how you usually miss those thin. Nicely taken from Kong Dejing. That's black ball for his 8th point. He gets it. He's still trailing 14 frames to 8. 22 frames played thus far. After the 24th frame, we will have another player break. Niu Zhang currently on the hill in this race to 15. This is for a place in the last 8. We are down to just 16 players at the moment from 704 open draw in the Division 1 tour, which means that the Chinese mainland players and international players are all in one draw. we do have the Super Tour starting on the 18th. That is similar to the Grandmasters Finals draw, where international players play separately to the Chinese mainland players until we get to the last 32, stage 3 of the tournament.
第23局，
That
孔德金
begins the
开
day
始。
after this ends on the 18th of September. And on the same day starts the Champion of Champions event in Australia, one of the biggest international Heyball tournaments on the calendar. 400,000 US dollars of prize money in total for that event. That is going to be in Brisbane, Australia, and you can find more information about that event on our Joy World Heyball Tour page. You'll see the Joy staff currently setting up at the Brisbane Exhibition Centre. Currently 38 Joy Q8 tables will be there in Brisbane, and they will be on sale as well after the tournament. So if you do want to get your hands on one of these tables, please don't hesitate to get in touch with one of the Joy staff or contact the Joy Facebook page directly. Yeah, let's take a look at the scores. We did see Chu Bingji currently down against He Wing Chong. Let's update you guys on the scores from that match. It is a race to 15 on that side as well. And He Wing Chong is currently 13-6 up against Chu Bingji, and this is single elimination. So if he wins another 2 frames, Chu Bingji knocked out of the tournament in the last 16. And I did say that my 2 favorites for getting into the final of this event is He Wing Chong and Zhijiang. That's if they don't draw each other before the finals. And we do have a redraw after, well, before each match. So there's no way to tell who you might be playing, even if you do win. The draw is done 10 minutes before play, as you would have seen if you are on the stream just before the match starts. It's a live draw in front of the players, and on camera as we see Kong Dejing taking his second break and run. And it looks like there might be a comeback for Kong Dejing on the cards. And that Chu Bingji He Wing Chong match on table 7, you can catch that on WPAlive.tv. So look for table 7 or go through the tables. There is also a multi-view option available where you can see all the tables currently in play. So do have a look at that if you want to look at the He Wing Chong Chu Bingji match currently on. And He Wing Chong has just made it 14-6 on the hill. And what a victory that'll be for him if he can overcome Chu Bingji. And score on our current table 14-9 now. Kong Dejing slowly getting back into this match. Just 5 frames between them now, but Zhijiang on the hill, which means 1 mistake. And it's over. And 1 mistake could mean a dry break, which it is. That's a dry break. just as he was getting some sort of rhythm going. What a time to have a dry break now. The shot to play here is to play the 7 off the stripe. Yeah, he's played it. Release the 2, cue ball safe as well. Okay, the 2's not perfect, but it's okay. 6 ball, however, at the moment doesn't go. Blocked by the 14 to the bottom right. Takes care of that. Where's the 6 going? It's good, and he might actually be on it. And if he is, I think he has to release the 2. Looks like he just has the potting angle on the 6. Now, can he stun up for the 2? The angle's not too much of an angle. Or even if he just removes the 11 from where it is. Now he's played to stun for the 2. Oh, this is tough work for Zhijiang to close out this match. Tough work indeed. Let's go back to table 7. He Weng Chong 14-6 up against Chu Bingxie. And is currently at the table. He's playing the 2. He has his banker 5 ball at the top of the table. Yeah, I would have liked the 2 to be right over that bottom right corner pocket. Yeah, and in that match on table 7, He Weng Chong is currently on the table and 14-6 up against Chu Bingxie. He's going to play the carom into the 5. Pots the 5, legal shot. And now Kong Dejing has the numerical advantage. 7 stripes, playing 3 solids. And if Zhijiang doesn't have a good shot, he's going to be in trouble.
秒，延时。
Oh, and I see Chu Bingxie is back on the table, on table 7. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. That's a big match, very big match, as I think the winner of that match should make last 4 or last 2 in this tournament. And because it is single elimination, now that's an interesting shot from Kong Dejing. He's opened up the 1, he's left the 4, pots the 4, he's on the 1 with an angle to get to the 2. It's all about this 4 to the center now. And He Weng Chong has defeated Chu Bingjie 15 frames to 6 on table 7. He goes through to the last 8 of this tournament. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's very difficult to keep up a certain kind of standard in this game. I mean, yesterday, in the entire match, we saw just 3 misses, just 1 miss from He Weng Chong with 10 runouts in a race to 15. Today, only having 4. Man at the table right now, Kong Dejing. Usually see him with at least 7, 8 runouts in a match. And today only 2 runouts, so it's day in, day out. I have to say one of the most consistent players of the last 2 or 3 years is Chu Bingjie, but you have to remember that he as well can have a bad day, or he could be not breaking as well as his opponent. And to me, for the latter stages of this tournament, He Weng Chong is looking so solid. And now defeating Chu Bingjie 15 frames to 6. I definitely class him as a favorite to be in the final of this tournament.
10秒。
Now it looks like Kong Dejing is slowly losing the numerical advantage. It's now 4 playing 3. And that's the problem with potting balls on a really tough finish, is if you get stuck, you lose that advantage. And your opponent is able to creep back into the frame. That's not exactly what he wanted. He would have wanted the cue ball much closer to that ball cushion, missing the center pocket knuckle, of course. It's very likely that we are going to see 14-10. And if Kong Dejing does win this frame, that'll be 24 frames played. We will have another player break. And Kong Dejing coming back from 14-7 down, 13-6 as well. He's slowly making his way back into this match. It's been a good mini session for him from the last break. as he takes his 10th point score, 14-10 in favor of Zhijiang, and that will be a player break. Very interesting session now.
乔氏金腿比赛专用，提醒您，精彩比赛马上开始。一线赛事指定台迷丁俊晖、奥沙利文、郑宇博、楚秉杰等国内外一线球星代言。利百文，中国台迷领导品牌。
方寸间雕刻，毫厘间镶嵌。成木质之美，雕琢洞天，寓腾龙之势，巧思匠心，以点线面，以小现大，无蜘蛛匠心之作。
河北省天一集团创立于2013年，注册资金500万，员工230余名，有着10余年的生产经验及研发设计、生产销售于一体的大型生产企业。优秀的员工、先进的技术、精良的设备，严格的管理使公司得以不断的发展壮大。精确、可靠、专业是我们生产的精神和服务信念。
天一沙发让舒适无处不在。
园有枳兮，篱有兰，这里生态优美，山清水秀，无水河畔，光影四射，它是那么的灵动和风雅。芷江是侗族人民自治县，是一座被少数民族侗乡文化所萦绕的魅力之城。湖南省100名最美扶贫人物韦楚酒庄董事长吴如女士，在2001年激情焕发，投资农业，扎根芷江。经过多年耕耘，刺葡萄种植基地连绵有5万多亩。他带领当地村民把优质的刺葡萄打造成了集种植、生产、加工、观光于一体的农旅典范，助力富民产业与全域旅游、生态建设、乡村振兴深度融合。行走在酒庄，可见东南亚风格的酒吧，配套齐全的露营基地，风格迥异的美食餐厅，小资情调的清清民宿，典雅精致的侗族演艺大厅1000个春天，更有气势恢宏的侗家鼓楼巨福楼，楼高30多米。巨福楼广场可同时容纳1万名游客。荷花满园的田园，一花一世界，一步一风景，宛若世外桃源。韦楚酒庄非物质文化收藏馆陈列了侗家织布机等非物质文化物件。漫步在幽静和散发着清香的刺葡萄园中，畅享丰收的喜悦，让你心旷神怡。走进酒庄地下酒窖，扑面而来的葡萄酒香味儿，让你仿佛沐浴在温情浪漫的红酒文化之中。韦楚酒庄的建设始终以世界的眼光、国际的标准，以宾客为尊的理念，高标准、高质量建成了中国最美侗乡酒庄，同时酿造出了品质一流的红酒。近2年来，酒庄开展了采摘节、小丑节、亚伦蒂尼飞虎 P40潮流音乐节，以及怀化味道第7届高山刺葡萄节等丰富多彩的主题活动。期间，人声鼎沸，好评如潮。韦楚酒庄还倾力打造了大型文旅实景演绎《侗情芷江》，以浓郁的侗乡文化大餐惊艳呈现。韦楚酒庄的美食自成体系，有精、美、情、礼的特色，科学布局业态，全力。
暂停结束，比赛继续。第25局，孔德金开球。 10秒。5、4。
And we are back after that break. Score 14-10 in favor of Zhang. Score was 14-7. Kong Dejing looking like he is making a comeback now. Potting a solid on that break. Going the way of solids, and this is looking good. And it looks like he's slightly on the wrong side of this too. So he's going to have to come around 2 cushions. He's using just 1. Yeah, I felt that he could have stunned into 2 as well. He might have been slightly closer to the black ball, but this is a tester and we've got to feel if he misses this, the match will be over. So a lot of pressure on this black ball now. He's going to absolutely hammer this in. There you go. What a pot from Kong Dejing, and another break and run for him. Score 14-11 now in favor of Zhang, and nothing he can do if he sat in that chair. And there we see it, 3 break and runs now for Kong Dejing. There was a point in this match where he had 5 rack and runs but 0 break and runs. So you can see that the breaks are there. The finishing has always been there. It's just been the breaks from Kong Dejing that's let him down slightly. This is a race to 15, so Zhang has been on the hill for quite a while now. Missing that stripe ball to the center pocket when he just got to the hill at 14-7. That should have been game, but that one miss costing him a couple of frames now. He's made 2 balls on the break, and at this point in time it doesn't matter how you make them, just make the balls on the break.
10秒。延时。
You definitely prefer to take solids in here. Got the 10 on the rail, the 14 as well. You have a shot on the 5. And that's why he walked around the table. Couldn't do much with the cue ball from the 5. So he takes his medicine with the long 6 down to the bottom left. Yeah, right in the heart of the pocket. And as you can see, the 1 does go down to the bottom right corner pocket. And that would leave the black ball available to the bottom left. And I feel that's exactly why he's taking the 2 now. Watch the side take nicely to the middle of the table. Yeah, at the moment, Kong Dejing back against the wall, can't afford one mistake. Not even a dry break, so everything has to be perfect from here on out. And so far it has been. Now to naturally be on the black ball to the bottom left, you want to leave yourself slightly low on the 1. So you aren't going into the black ball. If you do leave it short and you are high, then you have to go into the 12 and leave the black ball for the bottom right. So as you can see, purposely low on the 1 to the bottom right corner pocket to play the black ball in to the opposite left corner. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff from Kong Dejing at the moment. Will be another break and run for him. That's 4 break and runs now. And slowly reducing the deficit, score 14-12 after 26 frames played. As I said, back against the wall, a lot of pressure on Kong Dejing. But I can tell you what, if Zhijiang does come back to the table, there'll be quite a lot of pressure on him as well. Seeing that Kong Dejing has found his form, found the break. There's a high likelihood that this goes to a decider with the way Kong Dejing is playing currently. It's only taken him 3/4 of the match to find his form, but you can see how devastating he can be and how dangerous he can be. Yeah, inspecting the rack with good reason. I mean, he knows he can't afford a dry break, so has to just have a look. And that's what we are talking about, cannot afford a mistake, and that is a mistake. Dry break from Kong Dejing. Yeah, and he is fighting from 14-7 down to 14-12.
10秒。
Solids in play for Zhijiang. And there'll be a touch of pressure on him as well, knowing that your opponent has made a comeback from 14-7 to 14-12, 5 frames on the spin. He's just having a look at whether that 15 has closed the bottom right pocket to the black ball. I think it's still open. 7 is available to the right center, and there we see that the black ball is as well to the bottom corner right. Quite a few kisses here and there from Zhang, and that tells me that a little nervy at the moment. Usually see these players playing very clean indeed, especially when there's no need to make any unnecessary nudges on other balls. You can see that the 6 goes. So just take the 6 first, then the 4, and also get the cue ball back out for the 4, not make contact with the 9 preferably.
延时。
He calls his extension. Players get 1 extension of 30 seconds per frame. And getting the cue ball clean that comes out of your time, the clock is not stopped for the cue ball being clean. So that's on the player if they want it clean. If it takes 5 to 10 seconds, that's out of their shot time. No, it's not there. Oh, but look at where the cue ball is going to go. Oh my word. I can't believe that. So not only does Jing come to the table, look at the position he comes to the table being in. Oh my word. Yeah, the shot before the 1 where he came into the 13 and the 7, that did not look good. That was not meant to happen.
10秒。
Referee calling 10 seconds. Kong using his extension as well, so both players have used their allocated extension for this frame. What a situation to be in, 14-12 down, on your way to making a comeback, and you are put in a situation like this. Only ball he can see is this 11. I think he might have been trying to sneak that 11 ball in past the solids. He did get a good cue ball though. I can tell you something, if Zhang doesn't win this frame, Kong Daijing becomes a huge favorite to win this match.
10秒。
Referee has called 10 seconds. He doesn't have an extension, so has to play the shot now. Off the 1. Yeah, that's not bad. It looks like it has blocked the path of the 1 to the top right corner. It's left the 4 open though. The 4 does go. Yeah, I think that Zhijiang has to attack the frame now, just full force. Oh, he's come a bit much on the 7, but he still can off 1 cushion. He can go into the 1. If he releases the 1, if he's not on it, he should be on the 6. If it's fine enough, he might be able to even go direct. Yeah, it is. It is fine enough. It's direct. And he's on it. He's on the 1 ball to the top left. Oh, has he underrun that? I think he might just be good to have the potting angle of that 6. If not, cushion first and he has to run the cue ball around. Yeah, he didn't have it. He didn't have it. A touch of luck running into the 13. Also remember, he doesn't have an extension left, so getting the cue ball cleaned, he has to play this as soon as that cue ball's back down on the table. Might hear the referee calling 10 seconds. Oh, it's there. It's there off the outside jaw. 15-12 for Zhijiang as he goes through to the last 8. That was nervy indeed. Your Grand Finals Masters winner Zhijiang is through to the last 8. I'm your commentator for the Joy events, Raymond Tillak from South Africa, and we will be back at 5 p.m. local time this evening for the round of last 8, and that will be a race to 17. This is now stage 4, single elimination stage of this tournament. So catch us at 5 p.m. tonight. Thanks, guys.